Hey, welcome, it's Brian Monnier, and thank you for watching this video. I just got back into San Francisco. Spent a lot of amazing time with my family. My son got to run around in Ventura, California. Got beautiful weather. My mom made like tons of awesome food. I got some sleep, and I got back last night. Was going through all my messages, and I was having a really interesting communication with several new people who are kind of trying to figure out whether or not they are at the right moment, which we'll talk about in a second, of getting started, right? Now, here, I'm going to share with you right now kind of the 3 stories I hear the most of why people don't get started in doing something, particularly getting started in their yoga practice or getting started in an exercise routine. And they are all just lies that you tell yourself. Tell yourself this. And they're just ways that you keep yourself from like taking the step to get out of the pain that you're in or get the results that you're looking for. Because you can always hold on, that was my mom calling. I'll call her back in a second. You can always listen, you can always get started at any time, and when the actual like the fear that you are actually going to get out of pain or get a result that you're looking for is really super powerful. Like, you've been in the pain, or you've been out of shape, you've been wherever you are at right now, you've been that way for a long time. And the number one thing that I hear the most, and I say this with all due respect, if this is something you've said to me, or if you have if you say this to yourself regularly, right? I don't have time. My schedule doesn't work. Well, your life brought you to where you are right now. Like, if you work 20 hours a day, or 15 or 9 or whatever it is, and there are at times where you can't, you think you can't, like, go to yoga, well, respectfully, it's time for you to change your life. Like, you've got to change what you do to get a change, right? And that might sound really harsh, but it's just true. Like, so here's for instance, I had a conversation with somebody earlier today who is extremely stressed out. They are in kind of a situation where they've got some health problems as a result of stress. They work a whole bunch. They're very successful in their career, and their doctors have told them that they need to lose 35 pounds in the next 6 months, or they're facing a major heart problem, right? They may have to go on serious life-altering medications. Now, this is something that I hear all the time, right? This is the kind of stuff that I hear all the time. And this person was just so unwilling to inconvenience themselves a little bit by not working as much. Like, your life is killing you, man. Literally is killing this person. Literally killing him. And that's what I pointed out. I'm like, you are 6 months away from going on heart meds, which means you're a year away from probably a pretty major heart surgery. What's gonna happen then when you can't work, right? Why not change your schedule so that you're not getting up at 6 a.m. and working till 10 p.m. every day? It's not worth it. Why don't you instead go to bed, get up at 7, get a little bit more sleep, right? Stop working after 5, because there ain't no work you're going to do anyway. You're not really going to be that much more productive after a certain point. And your health is so bad that if you don't do it, you're going to die. That's no joke. So, yes, to change, you're going to have to change your schedule. Yes, you're going to have to inconvenience yourself to do the things that you have not done in a long time, man. Right? That's just truth. and that's a thing that, like, you put in your brain, right? You put in your head that, oh no, I can't do that, I'm working. It's more, work is more important than me feeling better, me living a stress-free lifestyle, me not being on major medications. Like, seriously, take some time off. Change your work schedule. So you see, it's just a construct that you produce when you say that my schedule doesn't allow it. Your schedule will allow it if you just make it happen. All right? Number 2, I can't afford it. Bullshit! Respectfully, again, that's just BS. You can afford it. Listen, if you are going out on the weekends in San Francisco, think about this. If you are going out enjoying yourself, going to Napa, going to Tahoe, going to the many restaurants that are here, enjoying the nightlife here, if you go out one time less a week, you can afford personal training, right? Which is super expensive, right? You just have to make the decision again to make a change, right? The money is not the reason why you're not doing something. The money is just that's just other choices you're making that you've constructed around yourself to not get a change. Does that make sense? Like, if that makes sense, give me a heart and a like, because I just keep finding that I'm having these instances of having conversations with people, and I just want to provide kind of an ideology where, listen, these are just things you're making up in your head, and they may be legitimate. I totally appreciate that. I get it. Like, I myself have been in situations where I couldn't afford coaching that I really, really needed, and I did it anyway. I thought that I didn't have the money, but I just figured it out, right? I did something else. I made different choices in other ways that weren't serving me in a positive way, so that I could do something really positive for my life and make bigger gains, right? And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to illuminate that your choice in what you do needs to be different, man, right? The third biggest one that I hear, this is actually becoming a pet peeve of mine, because I remember doing this, man. I totally remember saying this often. I totally remember being the person who used to do this, and that's waiting for the perfect time. All right? I appreciate that you maybe are not ready to make the step towards, being out of back pain, losing 10, 15 pounds, living a better, healthier lifestyle. I appreciate that. It's definitely a choice. You always have two choices. You can either do something about it or not do something about it. And I know, when you say it's not the perfect time, it is the highest level of cop-out that you can do. Right? It is literally, you are making the biggest excuse for yourself to let yourself off the hook so you don't have to do something. The perfect time does not exist. It just doesn't exist. Right? The perfect time is now. Because you're not going to change the future in the future. Right? The way that all this stuff works, metaphysically, scientifically, metaphorically, you cannot change the future from the future. You cannot change what you are going to do in the future. It's literally impossible. On a quantum level, impossible. Metaphysical level, impossible. The only way that you can get to the perfect time is by taking action now. When opportunity presents itself, when things come your way, make measured choices, decisions. But remember, the two choices we always have is you're either not going to do something about it, whatever it is, or you are going to do something about it. And either way, completely okay. I appreciate that. Right? Either way, it's a decision. So if you're waiting for the perfect time, that's a decision not to do something. And you are going to keep continually waiting and waiting and waiting. Man, you could go... I've had people who are on my email list, and something just finally clicked in them where they realized that they've been on for years. I had one lady this year who'd been on my email list for 4 years. 4 years she's been reading my emails. I never even met her. She never walked in the doors until one day it clicked in her head. She was pre-diabetic. She needed to lose 60 pounds. she needed to make a life change, right? And it took her till it was almost too late. And that, that's often what happens is you wait until it's almost too late. And I care for you too much for that, man. Like, don't wait till it's too late. Just kind of make the decision to do something different. And go get help doing that. Find somebody that you resonate with, somebody that you've built some respect with, somebody like that you're, that you just connect with, and get their help. Because you can't do anything alone. No one's an island. I certainly didn't learn what I learned out of a book. I didn't learn how to do martial arts out of a book. I learned it from going to a very qualified kung fu teacher and doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Right? Repetition, intensity, and time. That's how you get results. Same thing with my yoga teacher. I didn't read it out of a book. I went to my yoga teacher Tony Sanchez's place over and over and over and over again. And I've been practicing over and over and over again for 18, 19 years. Martial arts are almost 30. So, go get help. You do have time. You do have money. And there is no perfect time to start. Those that wait for the perfect time, New Year's resolutions is coming up. And I can tell you very honestly, if you wait to January 1st to get started on, losing your chronic pain, getting into shape, trying to reduce your stress, the statistic, and this is not only like mathematically true, but like I just know this from my experience in teaching for as long as I've taught, you are 95% more likely to fail. Your results start now. So I'm going to go. I got a whole bunch of stuff to get ready for here. We're doing some cleaning, getting ready for an awesome 90-day program that I'm about to start tomorrow. And you know what? Go get some help and go do some yoga somewhere. I will see you later, and have a great day.